All right, in a survey, 21 people were asked how much they spent on their child's last birthday gift. So the number of people we're surveying, that's going to be our N, which is our sample size. The results were roughly bell-shaped with a mean of 32. So our mean is going to be $32. And a standard deviation of 11, so our standard deviation is $11. Construct a confidence interval at a 99% confidence level. So first off, if we're going to construct a confidence interval, it's going to be using this formula. We have our confidence interval is our sample mean plus or minus our critical value t star times sample standard deviation over radical n. Now notice that we have everything we need. We have our sample mean, we have our critical value, we have our sample standard deviation, we have our n. All we're missing is the critical value. So first, let's go through and find that. Let's find our t star. So for t star, we need degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom is n minus 1. N is a sample size, so 21 minus 1. That'll be 20 degrees of freedom. And we have a 99% confidence level. So let's go through the steps on finding our critical value, our t star. So for t star, we're going to go to our calculators page and we're going to click on t distribution. We're going to click on find percentile quantile. Our degrees of freedom is 20. That's 21 minus 1. Always make sure you choose a two-tailed test, and we have a 99% confidence level. And so our critical value is going to be 2.845. That is going to be our t star. Okay, so if we come back here, our critical value, our t star, equals to 2.845. Now let's plug everything in. So the sample mean is going to be $32 plus or minus your critical value, which is 2.845, times the sample standard deviation, which is 11, divided by square root of n, which is radical 21. And once we have that, we just have to go to desmos.com and plug this in to get our interval. So in Desmos, we're going to have 32. But now, look at the answer. Look at the format we want the answer in. They don't want the answer simplified into an interval. They just want it separate, as the sample mean goes in the first box and the margin of error, which is this part, that's your margin of error, goes in the second box. So guess what? We're not going to actually simplify it into an interval. In the first box, I'm going to put 32 because that is my sample mean. And the margin of error is going to be this part, the 2.845 times 11 over radical 21. So that's actually all I have to put into Desmos. Okay, we have 2.845 times 11 divided by square root of 21. That gives you the margin of error. And why do we only do that? Because they want the answer unsimplified into the sample mean and the margin of error, but not the actual interval. And if you round this to do decimals, that'll be 6.83. So the margin of error is going to be 6.83, which means in this unsimplified format, we're going to have 32 plus or minus 6.83 as our answer.